We're only 10 minutes late.
Oh,
Only 12 minutes late. It's okay. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Let me go back up here to the top. We have Glynis with us here to read the chat today. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday night. Happy Saturday Night Live. You see Laura on the screen with me.
hello, everyone.
That is Laura, one-legged witchy woman. We're so happy.
I'm going to put my camera on for 2 seconds so you can see my box.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
It came out great.
Wow. Turn it at a slight angle, just like the top towards you. There we go. Now we can see it. Oh, wow. Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that turned out awesome.
Inside, I did photos.
Sweet. Love that idea of the
And
inside.
I tried to do a faux leather. Oops.
Uh-huh.
Faux leather on the side.
Gorgeous.
Wow, that's cool
Look
looking.
at that texture.
Yep, that leather, the leather cracks. I love that. You did a really great job.
This is my first steampunk ever. So
yeah,
Hey,
we're
Thank
converting
you for coming.
to steampunk. Hi, Toby. So glad you made it back. Jello Lucy, so happy to see you here. Hi, JD. Grin and Ferret. I love that. I just, Grin and Barrett. I love it, Grin and Ferret. That's just such a great name. Hi, Debbie. Jello. Hi, Ferret. Oh, yeah, that's JD. Glynis is here, as you saw, and she's going to be reading chat for us. And let me see who else is here that came in, because we are any second. We're sitting here waiting, and I forgot to send Glynis the link. So totally my fault. Totally my fault. Uh-oh, JD has to go to the store. Hurry, run. Run.
All right, girlie, well, be careful.
Yeah, be careful, but hurry back because we want to see you. Laura, I'm going to put you on full screen and let you show them your box. Your gorgeous box. I love this.
Well, I added this, and then when I started collaging on the inside, I messed this up. But I'll fix it. And I have not finished collaging yet. Well, I did, but now I want to go back and add gold and bring in the colors that are on
the outside.
The outside of the box. But I have so much fun doing these.
That is so, so pretty. I love that. I love that. I live boldly. That's absolutely gorgeous. I love the way you did it vertically too. So when you put a book in it and you open it, the book is right there,
right
in its right direction. I love that.
And my book, I wasn't thinking about how small it would be, but I actually love this size of a little journal.
Yeah, it's a nice little journal.
So
I love the jewel on the front. Oh my gosh, I love everything about that.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of mixing metals.
Me too.
But a tip is it only works if you use 3 different metals.
Yeah, yes.
If you only use 2.
3 things.
I mean, you can use 3, 5, however many you can find, but never do 2. It just doesn't look right.
That's a really good point, and I wouldn't have thought to tell him that. So thank you for bringing that out. It's so gorgeous. I could just stare at it all night.
Thank you.
The longer I look at it, the more I see the little components. Yeah. Wow. Wait. What's right on top? Is that a scepter or a key right on top of the sword? A sword. There it is.
I used to read tarot. And one of the main iconic images in a tarot deck is the 3 of hearts,
right?
Which is always heartbreak, and it's usually depicted by a heart with a sword going through it.
Oh, okay.
So the live boldly, the heart kind of signifies, so what if you might get hurt? You'll make it through it.
The sword through us, yeah. Life happens, and you go on.
That's
live living. Oh, I just love it. I just keep looking and seeing more little components. It's so gorgeous.
I still have to put my rivets around the side. I have to finish this, and I have to add my other colors to the inside.
The inside, yeah.
But it's all easy stuff. It won't take long at all.
Yeah, it's just the time-consuming stuff. Wait for this to dry so you can do that.
Exactly.
Okay,
ma'am, let's see yours now.
Well, both of yours look amazing. This is my first altered box, and
that's beautiful.
There's things I love about
it. You're first.
Me
really?
too. Me too.
I know. Yours looks amazing, Glynis.
It does. Y'all did so well.
We had a good teacher.
Yes, we did.
Thank you.
Yes, we did. I don't know. Oh, I think I unplugged. Whoops. I unplugged both of these lights. Give me just 1 second.
The color on YouTube and the color on StreamYard is very different. StreamYard, you're much rustier.
Really? I'll have to take a look at that. Oh, I turned that off. That's why. Come on, power. Okay, that's on. Is that plugged in? Okay, there's one. And yeah, I was knocking things over and I accidentally turned off one of the power strips. There we go. Okay, and I meant to get my YouTube up here so I can see what everybody's seeing. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll wait and see what it shows on YouTube, but it is much rustier.
They're looking the same now.
Are they? Okay. Maybe that was because of the light.
Yeah.
Hopefully it went to looking more rusty and not whatever.
It's looking more yellow now.
It's not yellow.
Well, there is some iridescence.
There is some yellow gold in that paper there, and there's some green and some purples and blues. But you know, there's some things that I'll do differently next time because this is my first one. But there's some things about it that I really like. I love the rivets that you taught us to make. I absolutely love those. I put one on each corner.
That looks great how you did that.
The rivets are just fantastic.
I love that. There's my YouTube. Hang on just 1 second here.
And you got to show the wheels.
I will do that. This little thing back here, these little tiny dots, circles back here are this.
Oh, look.
I just covered them with black gesso. This is covered with black gesso and then cut off however many I needed and did them with the same colors. This box is actually a gift for my husband.
Oh, cool.
So the infinity has meaning for us. It was a silver infinity sign. This is a piece of lace, like you told us how to gesso and then color the lace. That. And this is the first piece of lace, the big one that I did that you were, when you said, you know, just take your lace and black gesso it and then do the color on it. And I did that and I love that. Here's all that was left from that long piece. So I love doing that to the lace now. This right here and this right here were these little silver pyramids. And again, I just covered them in black gesso, cut off however many I needed. And
I love your handle.
Those there. So, okay.
Your knob.
So on the front is a lock. And I was going to dangle the key that would go into the lock. And then this, I was thinking, what do I want to be? This is what that was. So I was really busy. So I grabbed one of these. I got all the drawer full of odds and ends, weird things. It's a shower holder.
Well, look at there.
So I gave it to Doug and said, can you please run out to the garage and cut that off for me right there?
and don't ask why.
And he doesn't even ask why anymore. He just cut it off right there. He says at the curb, no, just so it's straight. So that's what this is. With the shower curtain holder thinger. So,
hi, Darla.
Hey, Darla. So you can see it right there. What I did was take an eyelet. No, you can't see that. This was kind of funny. We were playing around on Patreon when I figured all this out. And they actually gave me, it was Laura's idea to make the gears move, which I loved. I took one of these big eyelets and I turned it upside down. And I first put this wheel onto my curtain rod thingy, this small one.
Oh, and they move.
Then I took 2 jump rings and glued them together to make a spacer. And
Very
then I put
creative.
the wheel on. And then I took this shower curtain post here and I stuck it into the eyelet upside down. So it doesn't come out the other end. So the bottom of it is flat. So then I could just glue that eyelet flat side down on there. So when I gave it to Doug, he was like, okay, so I have to turn 3 times this way and 4 times that way. Then it opens, right? I said, that's exactly right. But because it's a really tight fit on these cigar boxes. By the time you add all the paper and stuff, it's hard to get that up. And how do you hold on? So instead of doing the key, I went back and got one of these ring fasteners that I put on the spines of my books to dangle things from. And I put the ring fastener, I just drilled a hole into the box and put the ring fastener through it because it's a brad ring fastener. And so put it through, bent the ends, just put another piece of paper over it, and then hit a little D right there for Doug. It was just one of these little Tim Holtz letters.
That reminds me, I still have my I have box feet and a handle to put on mine.
Yeah, he's doing it, and then you're like, oh yeah, and this, oh yeah, I got to do that. I told him I think it's done, but I'm not sure. I just need to look at it a bit because, there might be something else that I need to do that I haven't remembered yet. Hang on just a second here. I'm trying to get there we are. Get us up here on YouTube so I can see what we're all seeing. Okay, so the inside I did with the same paper, and just like you, Laura, I did the same colors over the top of it. I ended up reinforcing this a couple of times because it started to crack, and the back here, would crack a little bit. So I reinforced that a couple of times. I decided I had done a couple of things. I'd started prepping some big beads, maybe for feet. And I also started prepping some little square beads for feet. But then when I put these metal corners on, I decided that those feet just didn't look right. And so I didn't. I just left them off.
Right.
So
it doesn't have to happen. And I might put mine on and think,
I don't like it. Yeah. And you just change whatever. This heart was totally, it's steampunk, but it's like this, but it was all silver. Just was bright silver, like
that's pretty.
From the mall jewelry store. And then, so I attached it to here, and it was free swinging, and I loved it. And then I attached this one, this dog tag has significance, and the 31 has significance, and that was free swinging, and I love that. But then I thought, well, every time you open it, you're going to be flopping around and knocking on things, and I don't want it to end up breaking. So I left the chain movable and anchored down those 2. And then this was a piece of a silver stuff off some shirt from thrift store. This dragonfly is actually a brad, and so I reamed out this bead so that the dragonfly brad could go down inside of it, and stuck some glue down there. And then most of these are just wooden gears. Maybe there's a metal one here or there. Most of those are wooden. These 2 are wooden. This is a bead. But I did take a clear coat thing and clear coated over this one, over these. And I'm kind of wishing that I hadn't done it because I'm not crazy about that super shine. They're not super shiny, but I don't know. But this over here, I need to put some color or something on here because it's got that glue shine, that collage glue shine. So I got to get rid of that. But
I think it's pretty. It has
these colors though.
Here is my thing with steampunk. Everyone thinks that steampunk is grungy, brown, tan, black, gray, neutral, grungy, rusty colors.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be. It's the style.
That's because that's how Tim Holtz did it.
Right.
And that is not how it has to be. I do what I call steampunk glam. This is as grungy as I get. How I did my box.
Yeah.
Which
I love, but still, it's, you know, you look in books where books are about steampunk, and they're not all like that. It's industrial.
Right. It's a mixture of metals and lace. And look at how, you know, back in the early 2000s when it first became not interesting, but popular.
Right.
Look at how the women dressed.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing
dresses,
like dingy about how they dressed. Their makeup was fabulous.
Right.
They wore the little fascinators in their hair, and they always had splashes of purple and green and you know, whatever their favorite color was, they put it with. I
said hi, Candy.
Oh.
Hi, Candy. And Charlie.
But my point is, don't let anything box you in, no pun intended, box you into specific colors and styles, because come up with your own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's more interesting.
It is. It is. And I love the color of the inside of this box. That's why I
do too. That is beautiful.
The color. I didn't want it to be dingy, and grungy's okay, but it doesn't have to be dingy to be grungy.
But you can have color and grunge at the same time. That's what you accomplished there.
And now I'm anxious to do more. It was so fun. Cool tips from you, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Well, it's been fun. I have really enjoyed this.
Me too. We're going to have to collaborate on some more things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so I'm curious how many of you out there actually made yourself an altered box or are in process of making an altered box since we started this collaboration. Anybody making one or made one or kind of sort of working on it? Glennis did. We saw hers.
Debbie said she did a small one, but she's going to get a cigar box.
Yeah, Debbie was working on one.
And you know what? Yeah, they don't have to be any size, and they can be even one where the lid comes off. Well, Glennis's, the lid comes completely off. Yeah, greeting card box. They can be any size, any shape. I was even thinking about taking a little mini one that I have and doing it.
I was about to say you could do an Altoid tin.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have.
Yeah, that's what I pour my gears in that have been altered.
Oh, cool.
You could do a playing card box. It doesn't matter.
Candy's doing one. But then most of my projects are almost finished. Hang on, just
Debbie's doing a bracelet box.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Once you learn the technique, you can do any size.
Yes. And you can do anything. Once you get a feel.
It doesn't have to be a box. It can be, you can alter anything.
So, you know, we look at this stuff, and if you've never done it before, you look at these things, and this is my first one, and we think, oh, I love that. I love that style. I've always absolutely loved steampunk. And this is the most steampunky of things that I've done because it's an altered box, and other things are just, you know, much smaller projects or pictures or, you know, tags maybe, but not a big altered box like that. And we tend to think, oh, but I can't do that. Oh, I don't know how. Well, what Laura walked us through with the box and what we're going to do with the book, once you've done both of those, and they're still on video, Glennis, you're going to end up having to mute yourself back and forth because of that robotic thing again. Unfortunately, they're having a big storm up in Canada. And
Oh
so
gosh.
thunder and lightning is interfering with her. But as long as she controls it, then she can read chat and come and go.
We had storms all day today, so I understand.
Oh, I'm envious. I'm envious.
Oh, y'all are still in a drought, huh?
Yeah, we've got the next 10 days in the 90s with no all sun, not a cloud in the sky. But all you
Wow.
have to, what you really have to get over is, thank you, honey. You have to get over the fear of using something. Oh, I have this. This is really cool. I don't want to use it. Well, isn't it much cooler to look at it on this than to look at the gears sitting there by themselves?
Yep.
Or this cool heart that I've been staring at for 4 years. I love the heart. It's much cooler to look at it like this.
Candy, if you want to jump in, that would be great. That would be wonderful.
Well, maybe when we get together next week, then Glennis won't have a storm and she can do that one. Oh. Well, Glennis is going to get to work on her book tonight then. That's always the tough part. If they're busy reading chat and there's lots of chat, then they don't get to work on their thing. So
I cannot craft and read chat. I cannot do it.
That's why the person who reads chat never gets to finish their stuff or even never even do it. But
I did it.
So guys, just don't be afraid to use stuff and to try stuff and use what you have.
Right.
And how we're going to do the book tonight, how we're going to do the book cover tonight is going to, I hope, teach you something about the process. And Candy, I'll let you bring yourself in when you're ready. I'm going to move my box. Oh, no, we're going to need the box to measure. I hope that it's going to teach you something about the process and that fear about not being able to get it right. Okay. And whether it's the box or the book or whatever it is that you're doing. So my dear hubby just brought me a soda. Let me pour it into my cup, put the lid back on so it doesn't go over the edge and so I don't tip it over. You're way back there, Candy. And we've got an echo. That's just weird. Glennis is muted.
How about now? Any better?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
And I don't hear the echo. Yep, that's better. That's perfect. Perfecto. Okay, so first of all, if you're making a box and you want to put a book in it, and even if you did a tiny box, you can make a tiny steampunk book to put in it. That is just adorable. So you need to decide how big your book needs to be. If I want the book to fit in here, then let's see. Why is it? I've got 8 rulers and the nearest one keeps being this silly one. If you want the book to fit inside here, then you need to measure the inside of your box first to see how much space you have to work with. So as I measure the inside of my box, it is 5 1/4, but that's way over the paper. It wouldn't even go inside there. So 5 3/16. Well, I'm not going to go by 16ths. And I need some room to be able to get a finger in to lift it up, right? So you're going to look at this and say, how much space do I want? Is 1/4 of an inch of space enough to be able to pick it up? Maybe I want a 1/2 inch. That's 1/4 inch on each side. So if I do that, then it's going to be 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 wide. So I'm going to write this down because I'll forget it momentarily.
Nah. Never forget it.
Hey, Peanut Gallery. 4 3/4 wide is my book. My book needs to be. And now let me look at how tall I want my book to be. And I'm right at 8 inches. So if I went 7 3/4, that would give me 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch on each side, but I've got a good 1/4 of an inch on the two sides. So 1/8 of an inch top and bottom, 1/4 inch top and side to side. That's enough to pick it up. So I'm going to go 7 3/4. So I've got 4 3/4 wide, and I've got 7 3/4 inch tall. And you know what? You can just go, I'm going to take that down and make it 4 by 7 because that's easier to deal with. But don't forget, I don't want to cut my paper 4 3/4 by 7 3/4 because then I'll have one sheet of paper to sit in there because my book needs to have 2 sides, right? The cover needs a front and a back cover. So if this right here is 4 3/4, I also need 4 3/4 for the back of that cover. So I need 4 3/4 twice, and then I need however much rounded space I want to leave here for the signatures inside. And if you only want to put 1 decent sized signature or maybe 2 signatures, I would say probably leave up to 1 inch. I'll probably add 1 inch and then I'll do like 2 signatures, probably is what I'll do here. So I need the 4 3/4 to be, can I just take the full screen? Is that okay? For a bit, because I'm going to show you on the mat. I know you guys don't like math, so I'm showing you how to do this without having to math it. Okay.
Cat has come in.
Hello, Cat.
And Lucy said if you glue a long piece of ribbon to the back of the box where the spine of the book would be, you can use that to lift the book out of the box.
That is true. If you want to make your book a really good fit in there, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a really great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. If you want to make it a really nice, perfect fit in there. Hey, Sylvia. Oh, Lucy. See the boxes?
Hey, Sylvia.
So glad you made it, Sylvia. She's been gone all day. She came
Miss Cat.
getting a second wind to hang out with us. Okay, so I'm going to show you on here. I've got some odds and ends pieces of cut off paper here. So, all right, let's start right here. Each one of these squares is 1 inch. So if I know my book needs to be 4 3/4 wide, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 3/4. It's to right there. Okay. Now I know I need another 4 3/4 for the back of the cover. So I'm on the 3/4 line. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then count 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm right here, which just happens to be what, 9.5. And now I want to add 1 inch for the spine. So I'm going to go from this 1/2 inch mark to this 1/2 inch mark. And that gives me a front cover, a back cover, and a 1 inch for the spine. If you don't like to math it, that's a super easy way to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.5. So that tells me that I needed my paper to be 10.5 by 7 3/4 tall. So 10.5 wide, so I can fold it in half to make a cover of a book. Does that make sense? Perfect sense. Oh, Kat, I hope you get some rest. Feeling better.
Yes, I know Miss Kathy is exhausted.
Yeah, I can't blame her. Busy lady. Okay, let me get those out of the way. So I put in the description box, if you want to make this book, that you just need some heavy paper, maybe some watercolor paper. You could use plastic paper like Yupo, something like that. I'm going to use watercolor paper today because I figure most people probably have watercolor paper more readily accessible than probably Yupo or a graphics plastic, any of the craft plastics, any of those kinds of things. But let me show you kind of where we're going with this. So Laura and I decided that we would do a soft cover book, a soft cover journal or book, whatever you want to call it, to go into our box. So I'm trying to adjust my light just a bit.
This is my first soft cover
Whoop, whoop. My first altered box and your first softcover book.
Yep.
So excited. And that's why we decided to do it. We're both stepping outside of our comfort zone and doing something we had never done before.
Absolutely.
And that's what's fun about it. So this little book here was a result of just playing around and seeing what things would do. I did not start out to make a book with this. I literally was just playing around. This feels like leather, and this is actually a piece of watercolor paper. You wouldn't believe it. There's some texture paste there that I just was trying it to see what it would do. And then there's some coffee dyed papers and some eco dyed papers and some of my overspray papers from the Splat box. I just grabbed those and made this. After it was done, I went, wow, that would be a really cool cover for a book. And then I can keep it forever like that and not just keep this and pet it and look at it, because I was like, wow, look what happened there. I literally did not start out with this in mind. And so what I want to kind of bring to light to you tonight is the process of doing this. You don't have to know exactly where you're going when you start doing it. You don't have to be an expert at steampunk or an expert at anything to do it. I had never done this before, and I was just trying things, to see what would happen. And the thing is, and what you're going to see as we go along, is if you do something or you put something down and you don't like the way it looks, I see remnants of something I put down and I didn't really like that color, so I didn't get that covered. But you just put something else over it. So on this, I literally just kept putting things on top of, until I liked how it looked. And this this entire paper, it was a full-size piece of paper and it was a big stencil. It's watercolor paper. And then I used a paste and a stencil, whatever. I've got to decide which ones. That's okay. Hi, Jean.
I was trying to wait for her to take a breath.
I haven't decided what stencil to use.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta jump in.
You have to just break in and say, hi, Laura.
Jack knows how to interrupt me. She's just being nice for a minute. Paste, stencil. I've got this light and fluffy that's almost gone. I think I'm going to use that tonight. Maybe use that up. But any kind of paste through the stencil. And then if you take the heat gun to it before it dries on its own, as impatient people, then the heat will make it blow up. You can let it crash. You can keep it blown up. All kinds of cool textures just from putting heat to it. And then all I did was start putting color on it. 99% of the color on this is alcohol ink. Just alcohol ink. I just started dropping drops of alcohol ink and doing this and seeing where they would run, dropping some more, see how I like. Oh, I didn't like that one on there at all. So I'd put something else. I'd spray some alcohol to try to, spread it out a bit and then put some other colors over it. I say 99% because in the end, this is mostly alcohol ink here as well. But if I remember right, it's been a long time since I did this. If I remember right, I took walnut stain distress ink and just went like this a little bit around the edges. I'm pretty sure I did that.
I would have never guessed that was alcohol ink.
That's not alcohol ink. I know. It's just, and so I've done them with sprays. I pulled out a bunch of sprays tonight. It doesn't matter what kind of sprays they are. Any of these tonight, I think I'm going to try to do it without alcohol ink and maybe just use sprays and maybe some wax or mousse or whatever. I don't know, whatever tickles your fancy, to show you that it can be done with anything. But if you don't like what it looks like, no big deal. Let it dry, let it dry, let it dry, let it dry. If you don't let things dry, when you put the next thing on, all it's going to do is mix with it. And if you don't like it, you're probably not going to like it even more. So let it dry or dry it and then put a layer over it. You can always put a tiny bit of gesso, black or white, to cover it if you think it's going to bleed through. And then just keep going. Just keep layering.
Let it be, let it be, let it be. Lucy,
Yes.
craft text or grunge paper would be really cool for this type of book too.
Yes, it would. It would. It absolutely would. I just couldn't believe that with watercolor paper, I ended up with this that feels and looks like old leather. And this is just, I'm trying to remember what that was. I don't remember if I set that on the gel plate and just picked up some metallic, or if I just literally just painted some metallic. I probably just painted some metallic paint on. It's kind of an antique-y colored looking. Yeah, and I just took the whatever alcohol ink I was using that I liked that golden color. I put some on my finger and just did like this around the inside edge. That's why it's not straight, but that makes it look like it's kind of real paper and it just kind of bled. I love that. And then just a piece of leather cording that I probably cut off somebody's shoe or something. I don't know. But so that's this is the process that we're going to do. It's not going to look like this. Yours doesn't need to look like that, but I wanted you to see the process and to know that I keep playing to feel these things. And then I want to stick my fingernails into them and smash them. I don't want to do that. But the process is just that. And you don't stop until you like it. So this to me is a really good way for people to be able to get over the fear of, I'm afraid I don't know how to do it. I'm afraid I'll mess it up. I'll use the wrong thing. You know what I mean? And by knowing that whatever you put down, if you don't like it, you can put something else on top of it. That should get you past that. And I'd love you all to try this. Even if you didn't make the box, doesn't matter. Make a book cover with us. Because once you do that process, then you feel like, all right, I could do something else, because if I don't like it, I can change it. I can just do something over it. All right. So I know that my book needs to be 10.5 by 7 3/4. So I need to cut this piece of paper down. Did you already figure your size? I'm going to have to. Let's see here.
I just had my scoreboard. How do you lose a scoreboard? It's
Welcome to the family, Laura. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.5. I pulled out this old, it's not that old, this old mat that is full of stuff already. And I just have been too lazy to clean it. So I thought I'll just get more stuff on it. Then I can clean it. Okay. So there's 10.5 that way. And it's 7 3/4 this way. So, well, I better cut one first because it's going to end up being on the other side. Okay, so this gives me 10.5. You know, you could do a really elegant box and put a velvet strip in there, like Lucy said, to lift up the book. That would be really pretty. All right, 7 3/4. Going to my corner here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4. You know, it's a busy day when we have a sale on Saturday, but it's so much fun to be able to end the day doing this after we've all been together doing a sale. It's just fun to relax and make something and hang out. All right, Candy, I'll shut up and you can read some chat. Okay. Well, I won't keep it that long. The first thing that I'm going to do, put a coat of gesso on this.
That was your one and only chance, Candy.
because it is watercolor paper. I'm going to put a coat of gesso on it. I'm just going to use, this is clear. I thought it was white, doesn't matter. White or clear, I'm just going to use that as a base coat here so that whatever I spray on it is not going to just absorb totally into the paper.
And my USB thing keeps popping in and out, so.
Uh-oh. She probably didn't even hear when I told her it's her
No,
turn.
I can hear you guys. You just won't be able to hear me when it pops up. It's my mic.
That's funny.
My fluid.
Over to. I need a bigger brush to spread.
Yes, I have to step out for a minute. Charlie's crying.
Okay. Oh, I can hear him. Poor guy. Whoops. Throwing my camera around. Didn't want one that way, that big. All right, I need to walk over here and get me a brush for the gesso. Or a spatula or something. Gesso brush. Well, that will work. That one will work just fine. Okay. And you can let it soak in to the watercolor paper. You just end up having to do a lot more layers to get what you want, because you put down a color and you like the color, but in a few minutes it's half that color because it's soaked in and is much lighter. Okay, so I'm going to coat both sides. So you could think about and do the inside. Oh, there's some black on that. Who cares? You could do the inside first if you wanted to do just a full color over the whole thing, or you can do the outside, and then before you embellish it, you're going to just do a coat on the inside.
Sorry.
So I thought that was stained black, but it's not. It has black paint on it. So now my clear gesso is gray gesso. But it's okay because it's going to get covered with whatever. I need to keep my box close at hand. I would kind of like to make it in the same kind of colors. I really like the colors, and I don't want it to just be dirty grunge. I'd like it to be those colors. Grunge. Ooh, it sounds like all kinds of good little metal things flying around. Okay, I'm going to give that a quick dry so I can turn it over and do the other side. Okay. Laura and Sylvia, did you see Laura and Glynis's boxes? I don't know exactly when you came in. Craft kits are going to, yeah. We are all, thanks, Sylvia. Great visual math. How'd it go today, Sylvia? Did you have a great time? Did you mess up a whole bunch of cards? I was thinking about you messing them up for me because that's what I would have done for sure. Well, on my way to grunge here with gray gesso. I've never had gray gesso. So if you need to make gray gesso, all you do is add a little black paint to white, or this is clear. I added a little bit of black paint to clear gesso and I have gray. It's perfect. Wasn't on purpose, but it doesn't even matter. It's getting covered. This is only to cover the paper. Are you back?
Yeah, Charlie did want to go home.
Oh,
He's here. He's staying here again.
do you blame him? I don't blame him. It's much more fun at your house.
Yeah, who else picked up with him at 2:30?
Oh boy. Let's hope that means he's going to sleep soundly at home tonight.
Oh, he probably will. He just had a bad dream last night or something.
Aw. Poor guy. Okay, so then the next thing is to pick a stencil. Now, as you're going along and doing these steps, you might notice that your paper, it's watercolor paper and it's getting drenched and it does a little bit of warpy this way and that way. Don't even worry about it. In the end, it's going to go flat all on its own. Look at that. I'm already halfway to grunge with gray gesso. Okay, so I need to pick a stencil.
Debbie asks, is Laura using black gesso?
Laura, what are you using? That looks like, she's drying. It looks like she is doing black gesso as her base. Might not have been a bad idea since I did the base of the box in black gesso, but I decided to do clear and then see what colors I could get from there. So I need to decide when she's done drying, she'll take her mute off. And I could do this. It's not very steampunky though. One of those in the front and back.
Box up there. Check.
What?
Pull your box up there and see how it would look with your box.
Yeah. And, by the time you get them colored, it doesn't matter. It probably would all look okay, but it's really not very steampunky.
That doesn't scream out, use me.
No, it doesn't. Use me, abuse me, anything. This one.
That one's pretty, but I love that one. I know how that one turns out.
Yeah, I do too. But it would be totally different on this one.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's a beautiful stencil.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah, you guys can see some of the colors that I typically do that with, but yeah.
Or you could use one of the steampunk stencils you showed today.
Yeah, that alchemy one with the planet charts or whatever. Nah, that's too busy.
Yeah. Well, it's too pretty.
Well, Lucy said a clock would be good. Yeah, it would.
So I've got this one. There's a big, if I put it right there, I'd get a big clock. Let's see, where would it bend? Right there.
No, I take it down so you get a little bit all three of the clocks.
But if I did this.
So you never have a full clock.
Right. And it ends right there. We'd get some of all three clocks.
And they kind of look like gears, the top two. Or they all look like gears.
They do. And the rusty paint that I have in them really makes them look like. Okay, so this is so far maybe our best option. I don't know if you can even see this one because it's white.
Yeah, that's not one of my favorite stencils either.
Nope.
It's pretty though, but
yeah, I'm just not sure that it's the right one for this.
It's pretty, but it's not Doug.
Yeah.
That one looks good.
That's good, and it could be like that could be the front. Well,
yeah, but it's got roses on it. That's not Doug.
Oh, reminding me what it's for. I had totally forgot. Okay, then there's
See, yeah. I like that one. That's my favorite.
Yeah, Doug would like that one too, and that's part of her cool vagabond, one. Isn't it? Doesn't have to go all the way to the edge because I like having the edge to be able to do something. But what if it was like that and it bent, and so that like number 7 navigation, they're written this way? That wouldn't matter.
No.
I'm trying to get something dark behind it so we can see.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, that'd be cool, especially because that's right there on the bottom. It looks like it belongs there. And it's just the right size to go all the way around. Okay. Then there's this one.
Laura says a kilt stencil would be Doug, but I don't think that would work either.
No, it would be you guys for Doug.
Hi, Bonnie.
That's hilarious. Hi, Bonnie. Okay, so you like this one better than...
Yeah, I like the other one better.
like that one, I think, better.
I've got too many words on it.
Yeah.
Sideways, I think.
Purpose. Okay. I think that's all I pulled out. So really, it's either that one,
Hard choice. That one or that one.
or this one.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah, I know. Really.
I like the small one.
Yeah, I did too.
Who keeps giving Glennis the mic?
Let me kick her out.
I say Margie, but she's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, only a little worried about her.
I know. Maybe her computer died.
That's very possible. In fact, that's probably likely. Okay. So if it was this one,
Has Judy been here since the beginning? I missed all the beginning, so.
nope, Judy just came in. Hey, Judy. I think, or if she came in earlier, I missed her too. And then I apologize. No, I think she just came in.
We all know how observant I am.
Okay. So here's the options, guys. This one would.
I like that stencil, Laura.
Ooh, hold that up. Let's see that.
I like that.
That's just a
I'm
whole
gonna go
pattern.
with geometric shapes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can make that one.
Yeah, that's cool. So I've got geometric shapes. That is kind of steampunky. That could be a good background.
I like that one.
I'm kind of leaning towards this one only because it's not quite as busy.
Yeah, I know. It's
It's more
this-
masculine too.
But then I do really like this one. It's got good gears and metal workings. But there's just a lot. I don't know. I think maybe this one is just a little simpler.
See, Glennis, she never listens to us.
You should have said this one. I would have gone with the other one. No, I'm kidding.
Toby says she loves that one.
Good. Thank you, Toby.
But I think she might have the other one. No. I'm just kidding.
Probably meant the other one.
She loves that one more, whatever one you had. Oh, that's pretty too. I love that one. The
It doesn't have to be the same thing on the front and back either.
Well, I'm gonna do a sort of like a stencil collage,
Uh-huh.
and these have like a heart shape in them that will
Oh,
pull in.
Yes, your heart there.
That one's
Oh,
really
see, that's a good point. Heart, gears. This pulls in the gears. I could do. Okay, where's our fold?
Judy.
Where's
Silence, Glennis.
Okay,
We put her in timeout.
okay. It's seeming a little weird to me. If like this, you're not going to see the whole number 7. You're only going to get a part of it.
That's
And you're
okay.
That, and you're going to get that. So there's another option. Even like move this all the way over and do something like that on the front. They don't have to be, and then the back can be.
Darla likes your choices, Laura.
That.
Thank you, Darla.
She's
But if
gonna,
that's
she's gonna spend all night debating on which stencil.
I know. What I get for listening to you guys. Never mind. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Did I bring a palette knife? I'm gonna see if I can't use this light and fluffy. It's been a while.
Well, you know,
Probably-
it's different when you're doing it for someone specific. I
It
have
is.
the luxury of picking out what I like. You know,
We just like to pick on Marianne.
Yes. They may. Yeah. They cause it. They cause it, and then they blame me.
Oh,
What? No, we don't.
We practice that.
It is always your fault, Marianne.
I know. I know.
Right, Glennis? It's always Marianne's fault.
Every time.
Come to accept that. Okay. So.
Marianne, whatever you choose will be great. You'll make it work.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
the truth, ladies.
I'm going to hope that doesn't go right over those numbers. I'm going to put this down just a bit.
You know, I was watching somebody's channel and she had a glass mat that was magnetic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was like,
I guess you could put magnets on top of your paper. Is that the deal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
But it was a glass mat.
Yeah.
Had all the advantages of your glass mat, but it was magnetic.
That's funny.
Of course, I'm sure it probably cost a pretty penny too, but whatever.
We could probably make it magnetic.
Yeah.
We can make our own. We make everything, right?
Toby, shh. I know you always hear it's Marianne's fault because it's true.
Oh, Toby, don't believe them. Just keep
Would we
looking.
lie to you, Toby? We would
Toby.
never lie to you.
Look to the light, Toby. Just look to the light. Don't believe them. All right. So I want to keep that 2 on. I like that. I'll keep that on. So this, well, I would really like to have a corner. Do-do-do. That one. All right. That guy. Nope. All right. Well, we might get this whole thing on. We'll get part of the 5 on. That's going to have to come off, and that can go right there.
Or you could match the 5 and then move it over at the end.
Yeah. Yep, I was thinking about that. If the 7 was on there, I was just going to mask off the bottom half of that. But this is good. This half. This is good. The whole thing, practically. I'll just move this up a little bit. I did this once and had washi underneath my paste, trying to figure out how to get that one off. I will put this one over a bit and mask off this 3 because it's just a little bit of a goober there. It's not even a whole number. Put it like that. That should mask off the 3. Yep. So I'll get that. I'll get the 2. I don't really need that. I do want that. So that's in the way. So I'll mask off that. So to mask something off, you can put washi tape down either over your stencil. So I could just put it over the top of this, or you can put it under the stencil over your paper. And I put these on the paper just because I want to use them to hold the paper down. So it's just serving 2 purposes. It's masking off that portion of the stencil, and it's also holding my paper down. So do I have any more of those? Because there's not much on the stencil here.
I'm just going for it.
Would work really good here.
What would?
If your glass mat was magnetic, it would work really good here.
I know, but then I'd have to stick a magnet on top of it, and that'd kind of ruin it. Oh, I'm kidding. No, that's actually kind of an excellent idea, isn't it? Candy, maybe we should invent one. Look at that.
But man, I'm sure it's probably costly.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But anyway, I was just like, wow, that's cool.
Anyway, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I just thought it was cool.
Costly or not, it's cool. It's not flat. Because I was bending my paper, and now my stencil isn't flat. And the problem with that is that it's then too easy to get paste up underneath the stencil. And then I don't worry about it being clean, the paste being, making a clean mold. I don't really want it to be clean. Like you look at this one, and out here, the reason it's all kind of weird and not the same is because that's out to the edge of the stencil, and it isn't clean. There wasn't even enough paste to get to some places. Some of it, I didn't hold it down very well. I didn't tape it down at all, and it got underneath the edge. What?
So it said, stop talking about that magnetic glass mat, making me want one. I know. Watching the video, I was like, man, I wish I saw this before I bought the other mat.
Sylvia, don't do that, because then I'm going to think I have to have one.
No, I can't buy another one until this one breaks.
Yeah. Bring it with you, Candy. Bring it on the trip. We can take care of that when you're not watching. All right, let's get some. That is kind of hard right there. Let's dig down in and see if we've got some soft, light and fluffy. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Okay, so here's the thing. If you want a very thin layer, then you make a very thin layer of paste. If you want it to be a little thicker so that you can get those bubbles that, what's the word? The bubbles that blow up, then you need to have a thicker layer of paste. It will blow up. The thicker it is, the easier it will blow up. So the one I did on that one, I just smeared it over the top like this and let it be nice and thick.
Okay, so could you use the Nouveau puffy stuff what's the expanding mousse?
You know what? I've got that. I should try that on one of these. I haven't, but yeah, why not? I don't know why not. I'm going to think about pulling that one out and trying it because that's so new. I've used everything else but that.
Oh, they're concentrating, ladies.
No, this is where we go. Candy, entertain the troops, please. This is where Marianne gets back at him for everything being her fault.
What was it? Elmer Fudd. Shh, I'm twacking.
Be very, very quiet. I am wabbit hunting. Laura always mutes herself when she uses the dryer. She's so nice.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
Are you over there talking to yourself?
Well, yeah.
And we could even hear Glennis.
I was muted.
I do that all the time.
That's why it's helpful that when there's more than one person.
Yep.
Okay, it's already starting to dry over here. I see a couple spots that didn't really get filled in. Okay, so I'm not worrying about scraping my stencil clean, you can see, because I want to leave it fairly thick in the stencil, in the grooves. So if I don't worry about scraping the stencil clean, like that, then I know I'm not going to scrape down into the grooves and, oh, don't demonstrate that. Just do it, because I'm going to end up messing it all up trying to show you something.
Get into.
Uh-oh, Jean looked up the glass mat.
No, Jane, no!
How much, Jane?
No, we don't want to know.
We want to know who makes
Bad,
it.
huh?
First, we want to know who makes it. Because no matter what, if it's somewhere where I either have or can get an account and I can get them, and
like $40. That's not bad. Shipping.
$40 shipping.
Holy moly!
Oh man,
Not too bad. I paid more than that for the one I got.
Oh yeah, true. Who makes it?
I can't. She said on the video, and I can't remember.
Amazon had them.
Oh, the one she had probably wasn't at Amazon. It was
It was one of the craft companies.
yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like something tonic or.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't tonic. I don't think the one she had wasn't. I can't even remember what video it was.
Like a We Are Memory Keepers or something that's going to be $85.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's my stencil, and there's lots of stuff on it, and I meant to bring a thing in to put it in water because it's a whole lot easier to clean if I let it soak in water. But you know me, I forgot. Hi, Charlie. Right, so,
Yeah, bored with the movie. Must not like the movie him and Poppy are watching.
One's Raymond.
He probably picked out one of those stupid war movies. Anyway, where everybody dies.
that a 2-year-old gets really thrilled with, right?
Yeah, the one. No, when I said magnetic, the one that she had lines on it, just like this one, just like the one that you have right there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and it was just as big as the Tim Holtz one, if not bigger.
Wow.
So I'm sure it was expensive.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. See who makes it. And see if
I
it's
have to find
something,
it. She had a coupon if you used it. You get like,
if it's something that I can get for us at a lower cost. I would love one, but I've got so many mats I can't
craft emotion.
find spending.
Emotions.
Okay. All right. So we've got that. Probably can't see it well. It's white on white or white on gray. I'll go ahead and mute. Laura, you can entertain the troops and I'll.
And she'll what? She left us hanging.
She does. She does it all the time. And she wants us to sing. I don't sing. Marianne, you might be able to sing. I can sing and clear the room, but
Same here. I can sing, just not well.
yeah.
Y'all don't want me to sing.
They think they want us to sing until they hear us.
Yeah.
Laura says she keeps looking at the magnetic plate for her vagabond so she doesn't have to deal with all the tape when die cutting. I know, I have too, Laura. I think about it every time.
Okay, I have to unmute because I want you to see this. You can see it start to bubble. Hopefully, and get it not in the shadow and not burn my hands. No, can you see? Like this one is smooth, and this one's bubbling. The one next to it.
Yeah.
It starts to.
But not on purpose.
What?
I said I've done that, but not on purpose.
Just not on purpose. Well, the thing is, if you do something like this and then you put rust colors on it, then it looks like rust buildup because you've got that bubbly with the rust. It, you don't have to do as much rust buildup because it's already there.
Marianne, light and fluffy.
I use light fluffy, yeah. Didn't use very much. I was thinking there was little in there. I could use it up and throw it away, but it doesn't use very much actually to go through a stencil.
Oh, the glass mat comes in different colors and patterns. Woohoo!
No, now we must have it.
I did it again. I was muted. Derp.
What kind of paste did you use, Laura?
Huh?
What kind of paste did you use?
Gesso.
Just gesso.
Mm-hmm. And
I
I have
love
some.
all those stencils.
If I wanted it to stand up more, I have some marble dust, and I would have just added that to some gesso to make it thicker.
Oh.
You can do the same thing with baking powder, or I don't buy texture paste. It's too cheap to make.
Yeah. Now I did use. What did I use once? I put it on a book. It was cornstarch. That'll puff up. That puffed up real good.
Yeah, you can use cornstarch, baking powder, baking soda.
I'm getting impatient, too impatient to let it all bubble. Some of it's bubbling, some of it's not. Just check it for dry enough to start working on it. I love that, Laura.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's really nice.
Yeah, with your patchwork stencils.
That's
the
just the background. That's
Yeah, but the black behind them looks really cool.
well, I'm going to go over that. I'm not going to leave that
Just
white.
looks cool right now.
Well, thank you.
I'm a huge fan of black and white. That's why. And I
Mm.
know it's not going to stay that way, but okay. So now we have our pattern on. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't. We've got our stencil on. We've got our gears, clocks, whatever they are. This is going to be the front. And that's going to be the back. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave it out flat. In the end, it's going to be super flexible like the other one because of all the stuff that it's going to absorb. So now you look at it and now you're like, what do? I don't know what to start with and I don't want to ruin it. And as soon as I start putting color down, the color's down, right?
No.
So
you make 2 of them to start with.
It doesn't even matter. You grab anything and you spray it because it's not going to stay there anyway. It's going to get covered up. So it doesn't
Nothing in mixed media is permanent.
Yes, that's true. And rarely does anything ever stay the same. So
unless you want it to be permanent.
That's true.
Seal it.
What color is this? Why can't I see a color on this?
Mystery color.
Oh, it's sheer. Transparent. That will not work. I was trying to find some just, bright, god-awful color, but, just something bright that you'd all think, I would never start with that. Ooh, I've got colors in here. I haven't even... Okay, where's like a big old gold? Here, a big old bright gold that you wouldn't start with. Just put it down because it's not going to stay there. It's going to end up covered. All right. I'll try not to spray everything. All right. Now the page is broken. Now it's no big deal, right? Once you put something down. Ew, that's ugly. I don't want it to be like that. So let me start building on it.
Oh, there's Margie. Woo!
Whee! Whoop, whoop.
Margie says butterflies, flowers, and lace on it.
I better. Margie, was it the computer today? Did you have storms? Or just busy otherwise? She could have just been busy otherwise. Okay. Oh, loving that color now. I mean, just see, just start spraying and look how it changes. Put something else on and spray, and this one's not spraying. I am so sick and tired of these Stamperia and Nuvo sprays that won't spray.
It's all of them.
Oh, every brand. It is true. It is every brand. All right.
Every brand.
Spray. Uncharted Mariner. That's one of the new ones. Okay. Whoops. I took the top off and just flicked it all over myself. Great. That's pretty. And it's even pretty with that gold coming through it. Okay. So I used that one and then I used that one. Let's see what else we can get in here. Bunch of bright colors. And then when I put all the muted and the dark ones on top of it, then the bright ones can peek through, kind of like the box. I think before we I think before we finish, we need to show our boxes one more time because a lot of people came in that didn't see them at the beginning, Laura. And your box is so beautiful. Let's see here. I'm just spraying a little bit of water. That one sprayed really concentrated. So I just sprayed a little bit of water and see if I can get it to move a bit. Doesn't matter a whole lot if it does or not, because I'm just going to put stuff on top of it. But if you want two colors to mix, spray one and then spray the other. If you want them to layer, spray one, dry it, and then spray the other. Looking like Christmas. That's not what I want. It's a little dark. Got a little bit of brighter blue. What else is in that?
Laura Darla's loving what you're doing. She says it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. I'm finding that these little Nuvo sprays, they spray much more focused than the larger Nuvo sprays spray much bigger round area. And actually, I went to the closet to get my container of distress spray stains. That's what I wanted to use. And I knocked something off the shelf in the closet and it fell down inside, and now I couldn't open the closet doors. So I couldn't get them. So I just grabbed all these. I mean, it doesn't matter, any color will work, but you know.
Okay.
This is Old World Brown. It's absolutely one of my favorites, and I'm like, I've got like what, 2 drops left in there. I am trying to ooze anything out here. Not even enough to, probably enough to paint on. Is there a little brush around here? I just moved them all away, didn't I? The only book I can find this gray big one. So I'll get some of this Old World Brown, because that's it, literally it right there.
Oh, I found the one that I was looking at. She was using it from glassboardstudio.com. It's a true white glass craft mat that's magnetic.
Wow.
And it's $49.99 for the 9x12. They have it clear up to 24x30.
9x12 isn't really very big. That'll hold an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper.
So the next one's 70, then 100 and 170. Yeah, it was expensive when she was.
You were right. You were right. A little bit.
She was using on that video that she had at hers, but yeah. I was like,
I'll have to look that up on YouTube and watch it. That'll be cool.
Craft Emotions, they're a European company.
Craft Emotions?
Yeah, that's where Jean saw the one she got for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're European. So this one here is from Glassboard Studio. That's what they specialize in. But it's free for $75. Free shipping over $75.
Okay. I'll have to check them out. Maybe I can get an account and get us some at a little lower price.
Yeah, and she got some off. There's a YouTube. If you, I can't remember the ladies that I was watching that had it though. I mean, I have to look at my history and find it. But.
Oh yeah. All right, now I've got all these colors. Get some heat on that.
Yep. Right. Just like Tim Holtz. Overcharged.
Say that again?
Yeah. Judy said just like Tim Holtz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Same thing 3 times as much. So this is really a process. I mean, I might do this and then just let it sit here overnight at this stage and come back in the morning, because it's going to look different. When it does thoroughly dry, it's going to look different. Then I'll come back and say, I want a little more of this color or a little more of that color, or
Lucy knew who was doing it. Mary Polanco. That's it.
Oh, Anne has the coupon.
Yeah.
Her affiliate link. Cool. The coupon's for what, 20% off?
Yeah.
All right. Well, so then she should have a link to them.
She does. She does.
I'll go check it out and see if I can get us in with the company. Why not? Because that sounds like a really cool craft mat. Thanks, Candy.
Anything. You enabled us, so I had to enable you.
Yeah, but Candy's the one that gets me in trouble buying all more stuff, because she always finds the cool stuff.
Thanks, Lucy. Appreciate it. I just couldn't remember. I know I was watching. I was like, I couldn't remember who it was. I was watching.
Can I jump in for a second?
No. Time out.
Because I thought I was going to be doing chat, I went ahead and worked on the cover my own way. So I have it done.
Oh, of course you do.
Well, turn it on. Turn it on. Turn on your camera so we can see it.
That's the front cover.
Hold on, it's not showing anything. Your camera's not hooked up or so. There it goes. There it goes.
There it is. That's the front cover.
Hold on. Hold on. You got to give it a minute. It's. Oh, well, that's weird.
Glennis is a crafting.
It froze.
machine.
This is the back cover, which Laura doesn't like. My Laura doesn't like. She said there shouldn't be in straight lines.
You're froze, Glennis. Or at least for me, you are.
Yeah, we're not seeing your picture.
Yeah, she's frozen.
I'm seeing her on YouTube, but not on StreamYard, which is weird.
Okay, I just tried it to do it again.
Nope.
Then inside, I just have a grunge paper.
She's frozen on both.
Yeah, you're frozen, Glennis.
Well, so much for that.
I can
Goodbye.
send it on the you have to send the photo to Marianne so she can show it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
See, I put her in timeout, ladies. I did it so well, I don't even know how to get her out of it.
Better unmic.
Judy says, "Well, we could put magnets on laminate board." Yeah, you can, and I think you can put it if you got a metal sheet and put it under your current glass mat. It might work. You'd have to have strong magnets though to get through the glass. And Margie said it's cold up there in Canada. That's why Glenda's is frozen. Yeah, I'll have to try that, Judy. I'm sure I could come up with a metal sheet somewhere. And I do have some of those real strong earth magnets that I'm pretty sure would work through the glass mat. And then I can tell my husband I saved money. Laura, you got to like everything your mom does. Isn't that a written rule somewhere?
Well, according to my mom, it is.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure my mom would have been the same way.
I think it should be a rule, and I've sent you some pictures.
Okay, my phone it saw them, and then now all of a sudden I don't see them. Okay, there it goes. I'm having technical difficulties. Oh, that's grungy looking. You're embracing the grunge, Glennis.
But that's what I do. I'm grunge. But see, there's gears on the front cover. That makes it steampunk.
No. I like it. I like it. They're ignoring us. They're busy.
Oh, I'm over here talking to myself. Goodness gracious.
She's doing it. Yeah, they've been doing that.
Contagious.
I totally thought I had unmuted. I totally thought I'd unmuted. Candy, I held a whole conversation with you.
I'm sure you did.
She was just ignoring you, wasn't she?
She was asking what color you
Glennis, is that the front cover? That's awesome. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, look at that.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to put on it some more of those rivet strips. Oh wow. Is that the back cover? Wow, look at that. There's the spine. We saw the front. Here's the back cover and the leather look. Wow, Glennis. Amazing. Fabulous. You killed it. You nailed it. Good job. Wow.
Alex is an
I have Tyvek
overachiever.
over the spine. Not true.
Yes, she is.
She's
Glennis.
Like Darla. Darla's our overachiever.
Yeah.
We always have to have one of them people, don't we?
Yeah.
One of them
That
people.
one that always has to make everybody else look bad.
Right. Does it faster. She does more. She always does it bigger and better.
But I'm not doing your gorgeous stencil and all your wonderful alcohol inks.
Oh, now she's.
That's because you did leather. I'm not using alcohol ink at all on this one. That's because you did a leather background instead of a stenciled background.
Well, I wanted it to fit in with my box. And then my box, I tried to do a leathery type.
So I'm going to grab a couple things here and a couple things
Now, see,
here.
Laura, that doesn't even look like the same thing that you started out with.
Huh?
Nope,
It
doesn't.
doesn't
But,
look the same.
but what is so cool is that it looks
It's
like
beautiful, but I'm saying it doesn't even. It's like
no.
you would have never guessed that that's how it started. Was
But see, people, that's exactly what you need to know is that just because you start out with the one thing and if you don't like something, it's not going to stay the same. It doesn't have to. Trust the process. Trust the process and just do it and just keep doing it until you like it. And if you don't like it, walk away, let it thoroughly dry.
give it to Marianne, she'll like it.
Really, he likes everything. I promise you it'll look different when you come back in the morning when it's dry. It always
Mine, I have to wait two or 3 days, and I like it.
once it really dries, it will look different, and so then you can go ahead and continue your layers.
Laura says, Laura, yeah, all the patchy colors look great.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Thank you. It's
And-
very grungy.
Can't wait to see it darken up because she's going to get it darker. I know.
Yep. Okay, so now there's lots of things that I can do, and I don't know which one I want, so I'm just going to start doing one. And if it doesn't thrill me, I'll do another one. But I pulled out a copper and a bronze. They're like a mousse. They're just creamy. And I pulled out the turquoise and the ancient pink glamour paste that we just got. And I pulled out the turquoise and the burnt umber glamour pigment, which I'm loving. It doesn't really, this is really not turquoise. It's like an iridescent turquoise. Candy, have you used this at all?
No.
Do you have it or is it in one of your boxes here?
You have that one. Just that
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just, I knew that you
upper one. I don't think I did.
no, just the turquoise one I think you've got.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've just started using these and I get a little bit of water. This brush needs to be broken. A little bit of water and just get a little bit of powder and then start putting it on like this. And it doesn't come on as powder. And I'm noticing my paper's pretty wet. I probably kind of need to let it dry and come back to it in the morning. But when I pick this up, what you'll start to see is that where I'm putting this is not a big turquoise paste. You're just going to see an iridescent shimmer with a turquoise tinge to it. And when it dries, it's even better because it really doesn't shine when it's wet. but it's just a little bit shimmer.
Lucy said, speaking of leather, she was in a shop today. Period fine binding. The fellow does conservation, restoration, and period bookbinding. He had the most piece of leather she had ever seen. He got the hide directly from whoever put the animal to rest and did everything to do the way they did it in the very olden days. It was the softest, most beautiful piece I've ever seen.
Wow.
He makes his own dyes and does everything old world style.
Wow.
Very cool. That would be cool.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean,
There's a girl on YouTube that does she makes books, but she does it like old world style.
Mm-hmm.
And she makes these tomes, and she has the old timey like book press.
Cool. Yeah. Yep.
And the stuff that she makes is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
I would love.
She does a lot of that fantasy stuff too.
Huh?
Does she do a lot of fantasy stuff?
Yeah.
I think I follow her. I'm trying to think of her name. She done
I can't think. She's
Harry Potter too. It was huge.
Yes. The tome.
Yeah. What's her name?
I can't.
She does some awesome stuff, and her dioramas are just
she's amazing. Everything she does is just like, whoa.
Yeah, you're like, that took months.
It seemed it would take me months.
She does some gorgeous stuff though. And Eric likes to watch her, so we watched a lot of her videos last year.
Oh, that's cool.
This year.
She did one with out lately. I don't know.
He thought it was cool.
That's cool. So I'm noticing that this is soaking in a lot, which means it's not getting dry between layers. It's not dry before putting this on. So it really does need to sit overnight because I'm getting in a hurry. I'm drying it with the dryer, but I'm not drying it long enough that it's actually all the way through. And that's hard to do when you're trying to hurry to show process. But that's why we'll do a second night. We can finish it up and we can
Hello,
find signatures in it. Hey, Julie.
Yeah, I'm not happy with this. It's too,
this is not
too muddy.
This is not. Yeah, that's what I'm getting is a lot of mud. Just because it's damp. It's still wet. So this turquoise paste I can put on here, and it's not like big bright in your face turquoise. It's kind of old world turquoise. So as this starts to dry, I can see more of that iridescent turquoise shimmer, but it's really muddy. It's not the color it should be, and that's because it's not dry. It's mixing with what's below it, not layering on top of it.
Right.
So you got to remember that. If you want to mix things, put them down on top of each other. If you want to layer things, you've got to dry each layer before you get the next one on. Let's see here.
I have got to go wash my hands. My
Up to your elbows.
is like
Go ahead.
right now.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so take some of this cream and put that over the top of this. This won't blend in as much because this is more like a wax type thing. So this will more sit on top. Yeah, I just need to let it dry before adding all the layers. I should have brought a smaller brush. Want any smaller? No, but it might be a little flatter. So, I do this and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I know it's because it's not dry. So I don't worry about it. I'm just going to let it dry. And then I'll just keep doing stuff on top of it. But that too is starting to look cool because this isn't a liquid that's going in and soaking in and mixing with whatever's below it. It's more of a wax that's sitting on top. So I could do that around to any number of raised things or all of them.
Julie, they're not sealing it between the dryings. They're just drying it.
Yeah, we're just blow drying it and going on. And that's, we've got so many layers on it now that that's not enough time to dry. So keep sticking my hand in that water. So let me do that. Yeah, there's so many layers on it now that that's not enough time to dry. But this kind of stuff works well. Once it's dry, then let me see, maybe. Even though that's not dry, it's going to sit a little differently than it does. It's still mixing with it, but now it just looks more grungy than, makes the two look more grungy. You still don't see the turquoise because it's not dry. It just mixed in with whatever was underneath it. If it's completely dry, then you will see turquoise. Yep, now I've got two colors on my hand. So I've got black. There's the turquoise though. If whatever it's on is dry, you're going to see the turquoise. And you can spread it out as thin as you want. And so it's not as vibrant as that. But when you put it on top of something that's still wet, like I did right here, it just blends in with it. And now I've just got a darker mud there. Adding it to this copper here, it just made the copper look a little grungy, which actually is not a bad look. I'm not totally against that. But yeah, it'll be entirely different tomorrow when we come back and it's dry. Because I've sprayed, I don't know how many, 5, 6, 8 different sprays on it. So it's pretty well soaked. What is this one? Rusted metal. I like this one a lot too. But I definitely want to wait till it's dry to put rusted metal on. And it might be something that I stick my brush in and brush onto some of these clockworks at the end. See this copper that I put on here? You can make copper look really rusty. And just putting that turquoise over it, letting this dry, it's starting to look rusty instead of coppery. Another thing that'll work really well going rusty and patina is these vintage patinas. I'm in love with these, and I'm using them on everything. They're so versatile and so cool to work with. And this is called turquoise, but it comes out patina. You put it on stuff, it comes out. I'm trying to keep my
beautiful
completely out of it. It'll go on, it looks turquoise, but once it dries, it looks like patina. So I'll take this and the rust one. And I'll use both of them. Because something's rarely all rusty or all patina. It's usually got some of both.
Did you have anything specific in mind for how we were going to do the inside cover?
So the inside cover, no. You can do, if you have something in mind, do something to it, or you can just do a color, like just paint a color, paint another color over it, paint a metallic over it that kind of goes with them, whatever you want to do. So yeah,
I'm probably going to collage. on
Oh,
the
that's a
inside
great
of
idea.
mine.
Ooh, that's a great
Match the inside of my box.
I was going to say collaging to match the box would be very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea, Laura.
Very good idea.
That's not the one
I
I'm
have a problem with being matchy-matchy.
using. I'm trying to get away from that. I have most of my life, and I'm trying
It's
to
so
not.
hard.
It is hard. It totally is hard. Especially when back in the day, if you wear this, you have to wear that, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't wear this with that. And I can still hear my mom saying, "You cannot wear brown with blue."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that color combo.
But I love it. Yeah.
You can wear black shoes with blue, but you can't wear blue shoes with black.
Yeah, exactly. So this is starting to look rusty and patinaed. And if I let that sit overnight, it will. And then the numbers, the rust and the patina would go on the numbers and it would get around them in the cracks and crevices, maybe on the surface itself and then oozing up onto the numbers, not necessarily starting on the numbers. So put some rust around here. It's just a process, and it's not a fast process. Those of you who've seen the molds that I took out, they're white molds, and now I've made them all grungy, not grungy. I've made them rusty and patinaed and all the different colors. I thought about just taking one of those and putting it on the cover of this because they're the perfect colors. But it's a process. I just let it sit on my desk, and every time I sit down, I put some ink on it and let it sit and dry. And when I come back, I put something else on it over and over.
Lucy said she went to work with one black shoe and one blue shoe once.
I love it. And it wasn't
I've,
Miss Day either, was it? Unfortunately.
I've done that before too, because I'm bad about getting everything in, like shoes,
Uh-huh.
boots that I like. I want a black pair, a brown pair, and a blue pair.
So you buy them all the same shoe in all the different colors.
Yes.
Yep. I used to do that a lot. I don't wear them much anymore because I'm, working at home all the time.
It's ridiculous how someone with one dang foot has so many shoes.
Oh man. Well, I have I knew somebody else. Well, I know several people that only have one foot, and I had heard that there is a website. Maybe there's more than that now, where you can buy one shoe. Is that true? Have you used
I've
it?
heard that, but I've never actually found it.
Yeah. Hmm. I should see if I could find it because I thought, well, that's brilliant. You pay full price for a full pair of shoes. You can only use one. Somebody else though has the opposite foot and could use that one.
Well, I have asked many times when they had buy one, get one free. I'm
Can I
like,
buy
we
one
can
shoe?
get two, we can get two different shoes, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, ma'am, I don't
Oh,
think we can do that.
oh
Or
my
go
goodness.
in a nail place and tell
Right.
them, because I only have 4 toes total,
Right. And
and
we're putting
I'm like,
four
I can get
charge me.
60% off, right?
Yeah. You're gonna charge me for a full pedicure?
That's right. I expect 60% off.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it only takes them 40% of the time and the product.
That's it. That's it.
Do they do that? Do they work with you at a nail place?
I would never let anybody touch my foot in a nail place. There's no way.
I don't blame you.
I'm too scared of infection.
Infection. Yep. Yep. Don't blame you at all. So I got a good base of some of those colors, although they're kind of muddy. So I'm starting just to put some rust and some patina on, and then I'll let it sit overnight. And I know I'll add some more color, but I need to see when it dries which of the colors comes out.
Hmm.
But I love the rust and patina process because I literally stick my brush in there and then just slap it wherever. I don't have to look at where am I putting it. Just stick, just slap it. The more I just do it like that randomly, just slapping it wherever, the better it looks. The more I try to do it purposefully, the worse it looks. Okay, look at this 2 and how rusty the 2 is starting to look.
That looks really cool.
It's really starting to look rusty. And that 10, those are the ones that I put that copper on, and then a little bit of that turquoise over it while they were both wet. And it's really turning it rusty. I'm liking that a lot. So I might end up doing some alcohol. Well, I could still do these because I may not want to spray on top of the numbers and things that I'm rusting in patina, but I may want to get some color down underneath or in between. But I can take one of these bottles and I can tip it over and just drop some drops. It doesn't have to be alcohol ink. I'm going to try to do this one without using alcohol ink at all. That one I showed you was all alcohol ink. But the point is that it doesn't even matter. As long as you've got color and can make it liquid, you can do this. It doesn't matter if it's watercolor. You can take acrylic paint and just like we did when we did something and I had acrylic paint, black paint in there, and I just put water in it, mixed it up, made it really runny. Just do that. Put acrylic paint in some little dishes, add enough water, mix it up so that it's just super runny, and just use acrylic paint. Splatter it on, smear it on, brush it on, whatever you want to do. Anything, any color that you can make liquid, you can work with. Doesn't matter where the color comes from. All right, let's see. So this doesn't look like a copper number that's rusting. I know you guys are talking about copper and copper doesn't rust. What I'm saying is that the copper cream I put on, it's changing and it no longer looks coppery, it looks rusty. So it's the media that I put on, or the medium, because that is I guess a medium. No, it's not. It's a media. It is not a paste. It's what is turning rusty, not that the number went to copper color. And yeah, just to make sure that I'm not misleading somebody. All right. You're probably approaching 8 o'clock.
Nope.
Already. Oh, you're already there?
8:01 actually.
Okay. I was gauging by that alarm that just went off 11 minutes ago.
Poor Marianne. She's had a long day. She's tired.
Marianne got off there. They were talking about Fox.
I've been this way all day. Thanks for putting up with me.
No.
It is fun. It is relaxing. I made the mistake of taking some of the stuff and rubbing it in between because the stuff underneath wasn't dry. And so now in between them, it's just a muddled mess. So I'm just going to let it dry and then I'll put something over that.
I'm going to have to get away from mine because I can't leave it alone.
Yeah. And let it dry, come back and see what you have to work with.
Yep.
Guys, we like doing this so that you can see that it isn't all perfection from start to finish, and you have to trust the process. There's always a point where you think, oh, that looks awful. And it does. And everybody thinks that, but it's part of the process. So even though I put that stuff in there and it looks awful, I'm just going to leave it because once everything is completely dry, I can layer something on top of it. If I do it now, it's just going to add more mud because it's not completely dry. So all I'm doing is mixing whatever with mud, which will give me more mud. So yeah, colors that I want have dissipated. Colors, I like the colors that are there, but some of the colors I want are not there. They've dissipated. So I just need to let it completely dry. I want to bring out some more, a little more red like this and a little more turquoise. Like is on there. There's even a little bit of purple on here. Yeah, a little bit of pinky purple, that turquoise and the blue. I want to bring out some of that. So I'm going to have to keep this nearby so I can keep looking at the colors. But once this dries, I'll be able to do that completely. So you also have to decide if you want to leave the corners square like this or if you want to round them. If you want to round them, it's probably a good idea to do it now. So then you can get the corners covered as you're doing everything else, but you might like to leave them square. Who knows? You might want to put book corners on them. I can't. I stenciled right up to 2 of them. So in the end, that'll be cool. So Laura and I will figure out when next week we can get together for phase 2. We'll probably continue to work on these a little bit as they dry because we're going to need to do something and then dry and then do something and then dry. And then when we come back the next time, we will do our signatures and bind them in. We'll talk about that too to see different ways, how we want to bind that in. If you're doing this and you want to do one signature and just have kind of a thin size. And it also depends if you want to put stuff in it, if you're going to decorate it or embellish it, or if you just want to put the paper in and have it just be like a writing book, a writing journal. So typically on a signature, I would do 10 to 12 pages, typically not more than 10 because I like to load them up with stuff. But I need to think about exactly what I'm going to do inside of this one. If you want to do 2 signatures, 10 pages to a signature is probably pretty good. If you want to do only 1 signature and you want 15 or 18 pages, you can do that because it's okay for it to be a little fatter like that with just 1 signature. So think about that, and you want to get those and whatever you want to use to bind it with, whether it is embroidery floss or a binding thread or a leather cord or rickrack, anything, whatever you want to bind it with. Think about that and gather that up. Yeah, I really need to let this dry. It's just all blending into a bunch of mud. That looks like it's been buried in the dirt on the farm, and the rust is there. So when I come back, that's what I'll have to work with. I do like the little golden shine there, but I don't want it to cover the whole cover. I like this little blue shine down here. I'd like to get a little bit more of that, maybe a little bit of purple. So what else? So next time we'll bring our papers for putting in the signature. If you want to make some papers that kind of coordinate with your book, then you can just take regular copy paper, put it in a box somewhere you won't splat everywhere, and just spray it gently with some of the colors. You can even put a stencil on it and spray it with a color or 2 that you have used on the box or on the book, and let them dry, and then pull those together. Coffee dyed paper, any of those.
Laura says, step away from the paper, Marianne.
Oh, I know. The more I put my thumbs on it and hold it, the worse it gets. So all I ever hear is Laura saying, step away from the paper, and Lucy saying, step away from the Nouveau drops. Don't touch it. I know they love me. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was fun. Okay. It's fun having you here, Laura. Thank you.
Well, it's fun being here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. We'll figure out what day next week is good for us, and we'll put that event up so everybody can join us. If you guys are doing it, remember, we'd love to see pictures. If you want to wait till you're done, we get that too, because it's in process. Just trust the process, and whatever you don't like, you just keep going until you do. So Saturday. So we have Monday Jumpstart. We'll see y'all at Monday at noon Mountain Time. And then we will do sales again Thursday and Saturday. Thursday will be 1 to 5 Mountain Time, same time. And then Saturday, change of times, because I have something Saturday night. So we will do 10 to 2. 10 to 2 on Saturday. Don't forget to come back on this one and every video in YouTube on Happy Paper People channel and leave a comment and with the hashtag 1000 subs. Thank you, Sylvia, because as soon as we hit 1000 subscribers, I have a huge box. Well, it's a flat rate, a USPS flat rate box that is stuffed, bulging. It is sealed, packed, ready to go. It's more than $400. It's more than $450 worth of craft supplies. And we're going to draw, and somebody who leaves that hashtag on a video on our channel is going to win that box. So very excited. The more you leave them, the more chances you have. You can leave that hashtag once per video, and you can leave it on every single video, including the shorts. Watch the shorts, even the short tutorials. I put a couple of 15, 20, 30-minute tutorials up recently, the last couple of days. You can leave it on all of those. It doesn't have to just be the lives. And a thumbs up. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you for remembering. A thumbs up. We do appreciate that. Let Candy and Glynis and Laura know that you appreciate them being here with a thumbs up. And have a great night and a relaxing Sunday. Hope you get some crafting time on Sunday, everybody. Laura, anything else you want to say to everybody before we all go full up on the couch for the night?
I'm already trying to think of where my cat is so I can grab her and make her watch TV with me.
Yep, and make her cuddle. Glenn, you are still frozen in the same picture from way back then. That's crazy.
Oh, that's weird.
Lucy, weird. Yeah, Lucy, it's not a picture. It is I post the link to it. It's about 30 minutes, and I took all of the sealers, the Nouveau Crystal, the glossy accents, all of the Stamperia ones, the gel ones that you use a UV light. I took 9 of those, and I compared them all, and did, I think it's a 30-minute video showing how to do them, how they worked, and then when they were all done and dry the next day, how they actually come out dry. So it's I did post the link in the group yesterday. Was yesterday, wasn't it? Or the day before? It was Thursday night. I posted it Thursday night, I believe. But it's a link to the video, but it's one of the most current videos if you just look on the channel here. It is there. Yes. And then there's 2 short ones on how to make those 2 cute envelopes we did last week. The one with the leaf on the flap, that's super cute, and the other one with the little mouth thing that closes itself. So
Lucy said she watched that, but she thought you were sending Glennis a photo of one.
That okay. So the one it's just a bottle of Rust-Oleum. I know, pretty ironic, right? We want to seal in the rust, and we're using Rust-Oleum so that it won't rust. And yeah, it's just a spray sealer, Rust-Oleum. And I have written down somewhere, I've got to look through my pile of notes here and find the whatever the brand was that my friend told me about that I want to try, because I'd never heard of it. That's why I don't remember it, but I did write it down. But I will find that, and I'm going to order that and try that and see, because that's the one that she likes as an artist. So yes, that's the one I was going to try. Anything else that we missed that we need to answer? Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for today. Thanks for tonight. We appreciate it. We will let you know. Laura and I will talk and see what day next week we can get together to finish these books. That'll be cool. That's a big project to finish, Laura.
What's that?
Doing the boxes and the books. That's a pretty big project to have finished.
Yeah, it is.
And the collaboration was lots of fun.
It was.
I'm loving yours. I know it needs to dry, and you're still trying not to touch it, but I really like it. It's hard not to keep touching it when it's wet, and you know you've got
really is. I'm wanting to play with it, and I'm like,
I know.
"Oh, do it."
Away from the paper, ladies.
Right. So our best bet is to go wash up, grab a cat or a dog, or somebody, and go cuddle up and watch a Saturday night movie. And
I gotta do invoices.
there you go. Yep. Watch for your invoices tomorrow. As soon as Candy has a chance to do them, I'll start sending them out. So,
Thank you, Darla. Thank y'all for coming.
yeah. Thank you, everybody from Laura's channel, for coming on over. We do appreciate it. It's fun to get together with you. We will see you all soon. Love y'all.
Love and hug. Good night.
Good night.